Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome to Feel Good Now, Day 2. Mind becomes matter. Today, we're going to be looking at thought forms and specifically, what are the current thought forms you're using to create your reality and how we get to shift them to create the life the way that we love it. So, our experience in life is consciousness. Everything is consciousness. So it's formed from the words that we speak, the thoughts that we think, and what we have chosen to perpetuate. Now, when we're younger, we are simply repeating all the things that we've been taught by our parents and society. So now it's time, as we're older, to actually choose. Do I like the way this is going? No. Okay, great. Now it's time to create something new. Also, reality is not fixed. Infinite iterations exist. So there's past, present, future. However, everything's all happening at once. So if you have things that happened previously that you don't want to continue experiencing, you get to change the story of the past if you want to, and that will revise it in the present moment. I have a few revision stories I want to share with you just to demonstrate how it works and how easy it can be. So, I lost a ring in another country at one point. I'd gotten this ring in Scotland. I lost it, was really bummed out. It had thistles on it. It was very cute. And I simply decided when I got home, I was like, no, actually, it's just going to appear for me. And I was just like, nope, however it has to come back, it's going to just come back. It's going to appear for me somewhere. I'm going to find it. And a few days later, on my nightstand, it was sitting right there on my nightstand. Now, again, lost it in another country, hadn't seen it, hadn't taken it out of my bag. There's no way it could have just dropped on my nightstand from something. And I revised the past and said, no, actually, it's just going to appear. And that's what happened. It appeared. I have a space light that I like to stare at in my room, and it had broken. It wasn't working for months. And it was very frustrating to me because I loved that light and I didn't really feel like getting a new one. The light worked, but it wasn't spinning. So it wasn't creating the waves on the ceiling. So I decided one day, oh, I'm just going to revise it and decide that it works. So I did that. I said, okay, no, it actually works. Actually, it works. It's worked the whole time. It works perfectly. And I turned it on. I had been turning it on, by the way, to see it, and it hadn't been working. But once I decided, I said, no, actually, it works now. Turned it on. Now it works. It works perfectly. Yesterday, even I used revision because I sent out the email for Feel Good Now, and it said it only sent to 66 of the 100 participants. And I was freaking out for a little bit because I was like, oh no, people aren't going to get their links. So I decided to revise that after about, 20, 30 minutes of freaking out a little bit. I pulled back and I was like, what are you doing? You're creating. Stop saying, oh, it didn't work, and change the story. So instead I said, actually, everyone got it. Actually, 100% of the people got it. And then I refreshed the page again and 100% got it immediately, just like that. So you have the power to shift and change things in your reality. So start using it. Whenever you notice the old story coming up saying, like, oh, I don't have it, it's not happening this way, that is your opportunity, your invitation to be in the present moment and shift the story. Because the thing is, if you are speeding up time and projecting into a future you don't want to be in, you're putting yourself in that future. You're saying, this is what's happening, this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen. You get to stop, slow down, and pull back. And remember, you are the creator. You are the sovereign creator of your reality, and you get to change the story. When you change the story, the external world changes. Now, we're going to do a little exercise to observe what our dominant thought patterns are. I'm going to set a timer, and I want everyone to write down for, actually, let me give you guys all an opportunity to get a piece of paper or a phone or something you can write in. So just, I'll give you a minute to do that, but I'll describe the exercise. So what we're going to do, I'm going to set a timer for a minute, and I just want you to just write out your thoughts, any thoughts coming up, whatever they may be. Don't edit them at all. Just simply let them free flow for a minute. and just let it come out. And then we're going to observe them. And I'm not going to tell you any more about the exercise until after we do that. All right. So everyone has their paper to write. I'm going to grab the little timer guy. I know there's a timer setting here. Timer, there we go. Okay. Y'all can see that. Okay. I'm going to start the timer, start the 1 minute, and you guys just write down all the thoughts that appear in your head and don't filter anything. Don't try and correct them. Don't try and just let it be free because this is an experiment. This is a fun thing that we get to observe together. Okay. So go. Hi, Cora. We're doing an exercise where we write down for a minute. We just write down the thoughts, whatever thoughts happen to come out. So if you have a piece of paper or a phone you can write in, just start writing your thoughts, and I'll give you guys a few extra seconds to complete this as well. Oh wow, what a sound that makes. What a celebratory sound. Here, let's do another. Sound off in the chat if you've completed the exercise. I'm just going to start the timer again so Cora can catch up. Thank you for jumping in. So exciting. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm glad that you're here. Um, if you have more to write, you can keep writing. Just keep going with it, and we will get to the next part. So what I want you to look at is after you've written all the thoughts. Now I want you to look at the list you just wrote. And I want you to be really honest with yourself. I want you to look at that list and I want you to mark off how many of those thoughts do you choose to perpetuate? Do you want to keep repeating? Now, maybe you have some thoughts on that are like, everything is wonderful and I love my life. Maybe you have some thoughts that are like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is stupid. I don't want to keep doing something. Pay attention. The first thoughts that come up when given an opportunity to just brain dump are going to tell you what's been replaying and replaying in your mind. And it's the opportunity for you right now to come to consciousness and select a new story. Because if you keep repeating these thoughts, if you just let them run amok, if you let that be your baseline, then that is what you keep experiencing. So if you guys want to drop in the chat, give me some juicy thoughts that we can look at. What are some of the thoughts that you noticed come up? Maybe that surprised you, or maybe that you're like, yeah, this happens all the time. This is a really common thought that I have. And again, thank you everyone for being here. Don't be shy. Come on, share. we're going to do the next part of the exercise. Okay, great, amazing. So the story here is someone's waiting for an email. Someone's waiting to receive news back. Someone is waiting to hear back, and there's a lot of anxiety coming up around it, or just tension in the waiting period. I'm going to tell you what I do in these situations because it's really fun and effective. I love using this. I love using revision, and I love just molding reality to what I want it to be. So take yourself and feel yourself. Feel yourself in her body. Feel her body as if it is your own body, and feel in your mind, of course it's a yes. Oh my God, yes, of course I want to do this. Oh my God, this person's perfect for the job. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to let them know. I'm sending the email out today. Oh, I had other things to do. I'm definitely sending the email out. It's such a yes. So feel that, because you know what it's like when you're a yes to something. So allow yourself to witness them as a yes. Like, of course they're a yes. And then come back into your own body and awareness and repeat that as well. Oh, yeah, of course they're a yes. Of course they're a yes. I'm the most qualified. I'm wonderful for the position. This is absolutely my job. Let yourself feel the yes of it. And remember that any story coming up is just a story. There's a pattern that people have been conditioned to of worrying and creating much more panic than is necessary before something happens. There's so much time between now and then, or now and a future point, where if you're projecting into the future of something not happening, it's a callback for you. It's a call to your attention to revise the story, change the story, and put the power back in your hands. Reality is infinite. So select the reality where she says yes. There's the reality where she says no, too. But that's not the reality you want. So select the reality where it says yes, because that is your choice. Your free will is your ability to choose which of the infinite iterations of reality you desire to experience. This is a game. Life is a game. Let yourself play it in a way you want. I have a very special and fun sheet that I created for you guys today. I call it reality override codes. And the point of it is to get yourself out of any helpless mindsets that can distract you. In the manifestation community, in the conscious creation community, there have been a lot of stories perpetuated around, oh, you have to feel this certain way, you have to think this certain way, you have to be high vibe to get this thing. And what it does is it just takes people out of their sovereign creator power. So what I've done with this is I have created a fun set of override codes. I have a bigger sheet that has over 40 of them, but I've selected 5 for us to play with today. So I didn't want to over inundate us. So here I'm sending the Google Doc. Hey, not having any thoughts is also a thing, or even like having it being like, oh, I don't know. Like whatever came up is like, oh, I can't think of anything. That's also a thought. So having that observation is really good. So if you click on the link, you will see the reality override codes come up, and I will copy and paste just the plain text into the chat as well so that we can all be on the same page. But you have this link and you will get the Google Doc in your email as well. So my background is in biology and psychology, and I studied computer programming. So reprogramming the mind or finding new lines of code to run is a huge source of joy for me. It's a big joy point. This one, the second one here that I'm looking at, is something that I think would be very beneficial for you. It was a very fun time when I came up with this one. Whatever thoughts I witness, blank. It's a way for you to negate any worry thoughts, right? Whatever thoughts I witness, I'm always receiving love. Whatever thoughts I witness, I'm always receiving joy. Whatever thoughts I witness, I am actually stable. So creating that pattern in your head is going to redirect any thoughts away from panic because, number one, it puts the power back in your hands and it reminds you whatever thoughts I witness, meaning not whatever thoughts I'm thinking or whatever thoughts I'm having, whatever thoughts I witness. That reminds you that we are witnessing thoughts as they float past our consciousness. When we say, oh, I keep having this thought, it suddenly takes possession of it, like you're holding onto it, like this is a part of me. So saying whatever thoughts I witness can detach yourself from it to the point where you can recognize, oh, it is just a thought. And then when you repeat a thought and buy into it, that is when your somatic experience kind of overtakes you. So putting the power back in your hands to create this condition where no matter what I'm thinking, this is the story I choose. Whatever thoughts I witness, I'm always receiving more money. Whatever thoughts I witness, I am the perfect person for the job. Whatever thoughts I witness, of course you wanted to hire me. Whatever the story is that most benefits you, and you're going to be able to tell. I played around this one with this as well, and I have played with it where I said, no matter what thoughts I'm thinking, blank, but I really like the power of whatever thoughts I witness. Of course, I'm going to invite you guys as sovereign creators to choose whatever line of code most benefits you, whatever gives you the most peace and ease. And if you notice that you're having resistance to part of the pattern, that is a really great indicator for you that just some part of it needs to shift. Now, on to the next code. We're going to go back up to the first one actually for this. However I feel right now, that is the feeling of blank. This one was inspired because sometimes we can create a story of like, oh, well, I'm not feeling the way I would be feeling if I had this thing. And then you can get stuck in the idea that you need to be feeling a certain way to manifest something, or you have to be feeling a certain way to, whatever line of story you made up. I have to feel this good to be worthy of something, or I have to feel this way to be valuable. Whatever silly little line of code got put into your system that is taking your power away from creation, taking your power away from manifestation, is getting redirected now to this. So I wrote a couple examples. So, however I feel right now, that's the feeling of me being loved. However I feel right now, it's the feeling of me receiving money. However I'm feeling right now, that's the feeling of me constantly increasing in my bank account. However I'm feeling right now is the feeling of me succeeding on my tests. Whatever you want to state and have be your reality, put that as the condition. So whatever you're manifesting. And that's going to, again, negate any of those worries of like, oh, well, I'm not feeling like the way that I should be feeling. Because that is an unnecessary pressure that people put on themselves that all it does is direct your thoughts away. It's like, oh, well, I didn't get my manifestation because I wasn't feeling good enough. It's like, oh, well, let's negate that completely and just make it irrelevant by saying, however I'm feeling is perfect. The way that I'm feeling right now is the way I feel when I get blank. The way that I'm feeling right now is the me that got the thing. The third override code is all limiting beliefs were easily resolved. Any limiting beliefs are easily resolved. And I wrote limited as well, because I kind of, in my head, I think it's more like it is a limited belief versus a limiting belief, because but that's more of a semantic for me. So I also included limiting beliefs. Again, however it feels in your system is how you can phrase it. So all limiting beliefs around manifesting people were easily resolved. All limited beliefs around manifesting money were easily resolved. All limiting beliefs around what I can achieve were easily resolved. Utilize this to any worry that you have coming up. All limiting beliefs about people seeing my value were easily resolved. That's going to create that it's working out for you. So instead of, we can affirm everything's always so perfect for me, which I personally love. And when I affirm it, it's what I experience. However, in working with people, sometimes there's a part that doesn't want to accept that. So instead, recognizing, oh, yeah, there are beliefs that are opposing, or there are problems that come up, but any problem has a solution, and that solution is really easy for me to receive. So utilize that in a way that benefits you. If you feel you have a story about limiting beliefs, great. I like to adopt the story that I don't have any limiting beliefs. There are no really limiting beliefs, are just alternate beliefs, just believing in something, giving faith into something that isn't what you actually desire. So redirecting it and being like, I'm the one that's giving the thought the power anyway. But this is just an easy code for you to work with if you want to override a story. The next override code, so number 4 out of 5, is actually, and this is one of my favorite things to play with. When you notice a story come up, you just say, actually, this is what's happening. Actually, I'm so good at croquet. Actually, I'm so good at talking to people. Actually, everyone loves me. It's what you say when you notice an old story coming up, because it just kind of negates it. It dematerializes it. It dissolves it. Actually, it's all working out for me. One of my clients messaged me the other day and she said, she's fine, by the way, but she slipped going down the stairs. And then she said, instead of starting a story about like how I was clumsy or whatever, I said, actually, I'm so good at getting downstairs. Actually, I'm so quick with getting downstairs. And I thought that was so funny that she used it that way. I was like, that's great. Um, Actually, I'm so graceful. Actually, I'm the epitome of grace and balance. So use that. And that's great too. Like instead of, oh God, me too. I'm so good at catching myself. Yeah, I'm so good at balancing. I'm so good at recovering from anything. Everything's so perfect for me. That brings us to our next thing, which is blank works for me. Blank works for me. So everything I do to manifest works for me. Anything I do works for me. This is working for me. Actually, it's working, because that's a huge thing that comes up when people are manifesting is they'll psych themselves out a little bit and they'll be like, I did the affirming, but it's not working. And then so what happens is you're affirming it's not working. So any work that you did there, you're literally just like putting a stopper in. So instead, we insist everything works for me. No, that worked. Actually, it already worked. Oh, of course it already worked. I'm like so good at manifesting. Everything I do works for me. So decreeing that it's working for you, because it is working for you. Reality is working for you. Money is working for you. Love is working for you. Your body is working for you. You have the power. I would love to know if we have any questions coming up, anything you want clarity on or more detail on. Said once tripped and somersaulted down the stairs, but it was totally fun and it's very badass. Made me aware I'm physically capable more than I knew. Exactly. And that's a great affirmation too. Is like, I'm physically capable of more than I know. I'm capable of the most wonderful things. I'm so physically fit. Whatever story it is that you desire is the one that you get to tell. Because people could easily, in a different situation, right? Someone might make up a story of like, oh, I'm so clumsy and nothing's ever working for me. And it's like, okay, well, the universe is then just going to hear you say that and be like, okay, here, more of that. Instead of being like, actually, I'm so physically fit. Actually, I'm well balanced. Actually, this is all working for me and we love it. I am so physically fit. I'm so physically fit. I'm so well in my body. My body is so healthy. So it is 1:30 now. And we're going to, after this, move into the wonderful meditation I will be guiding you guys through, which is an autogenic affirmation meditation, which means I'm going to say key phrases. You can repeat them to yourself. And we're going to really use our voices and our breath to deeply relax ourselves and receive the affirmations. If you don't desire to repeat it audibly, allow yourself to just repeat it in your mind and receive it. It's going to work for you anyway, especially since you're saying it works for you. Of course, this works for me. course it works for me. It always works for me. I know what I'm doing. I'm a master manifester. So if anyone has any questions, now's the time to drop them in the chat. And any water sippage, I'm going to do that now. I'm so glad you're finding this wonderful. Yeah, it really is. I love playing with my reality. Also, I can share more. Yes, you just signed up. So I had sent the replay email out last night. I will send it out again, and I'm going to send the document with the all the links. So you'll get it. Thank you. I'm going to tell a little bit more about my personal manifestation stories as well, because I think that that's really important for people to hear just what we're capable of in the human body. So, both of these stories are more instantaneous manifestation, but it doesn't have to happen instantaneously. I'll tell a couple ones that took more than an instant as well, because I want there to be a range of awareness. Okay, so I was at a dance event one Halloween, and I was dropped on my face and my nose broke. And I was like, this is not the time. It's after midnight. I'm not going to a hospital. So I went to a corner and I revised and I said, actually, no, my nose has always been perfect. Actually, nope, my nose is perfect. It's completely perfect. And my body is so wise. It just knew exactly what to do. I put myself back in the state of the last time I had healed something. I remembered how my body had healed and I sped that up, that memory up. It's like, okay, it knew exactly what to do and it just knitted. And then in an instant, my nose had cleared up and it was perfect. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I went back to dancing. Now, if I had freaked out and been witnessed by people and went around screaming how my nose had been broken, I would not have been able to do that. I would have been too in the story, and then I would have had people flocking around me and everyone like making a big deal. But instead, I went to a dark corner and I said, nope, my nose is actually perfect. Actually, my nose is perfect. Actually, it's better than it was before. Actually, it's better than it was before. And what happened was I'd had a bump in that spot. This is actually very funny. I had a bump in that spot from when I was a child and I'd opened a doorknob into my face and I had a little bone chip happen there. And I had been kind of light, just generally lightly affirming, like whatever needs to happen for that to resolve is going to happen. Didn't anticipate that bridge of incidents being me dropped on my face. But what happened then was because I dropped on my face, the way that it broke, when I healed it in that instant, it shifted. And then I didn't have that old bone shard happening. So, hey, things just tend to happen and you should play with your reality. And if you're not, what are you doing? Play with it. It can be really easy. Affirm that things happen nicely and gently for you too, but if you remember your power to repair, you can do anything. Another time was I had torn a muscle in the back of my neck here, and it was very, very painful. That was when I was experiencing a lot of car accident stuff. This was before I knew the word manifestation, by the way. But I had the night before, I was like, whatever needs to happen for me to heal will happen. And then I woke up the next day and I just knew what to do. And I just, it, the way I felt was I just drew my energy up and down and then it slid back and plugged back into my skull. And I was like, oh, okay, well, and that was my first time experiencing that sort of thing. So that was very, I was like, oh, well, we can do that now as humans. That's cool. So I went about my day and I just let that be that. There have been other times where it has taken me a few days to receive something or experience something, and that was the way that I experienced it. Was instead of deciding in that moment it was done, I was more flexible that whenever it happened, and that was fine. So I have a story about ice cream and a story about another healing experience. And I'll share the healing experience first and then I'll share the ice cream story. So when I had a big tear in my body that was very painful. It was turned out it was 12 inches from my abdomen through my pelvic floor into my leg. And that was when I was a junior in college. It was very painful. That's actually why I wrote my thesis on how chronic pain affects brain structure and function. Um, but I digress with that. So I had been to all these different doctors. No one could tell me anything. And finally, I was like, I don't care what has to happen. Please just, whatever this next doctor I see, please have it be resolved. Please have this be just done. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, I can't help you, but I just read a paper that sounds exactly like what you're describing, and the specialist is in Philadelphia. Now, I'm in New Jersey. Philadelphia is not that far. So I went to Philadelphia. The doctor gave me a special MRI protocol, and lo and behold, there was a tear that hadn't been picked up on any of the other MRIs. So it got fixed. That was me saying, whatever needs to happen, please, just like whatever needs to happen is going to happen. Like, because I can't live like this anymore. I was in a ton of pain. I had fibromyalgia at that point. My brain was like a sieve because I had like no memory. And so that was my bridge of incidents, was the thing I had the least resistance to, was just like, whatever needs to happen, please just like have someone know what to do. And yeah, so got repaired. That was long before I knew about manifestation and stuff. That was back when I only knew about like energy healing. So I'd been using energy healing on it and to help. And the doctor, when he repaired me, he was like, I have no idea how you were walking around with that for a year. That's insane. Like, that's one of the worst things I've ever seen, which, I mean, hair toss, like, of course, overachieving. um, but yeah, really, whatever you need to be repaired will happen. So, however it is, if you have a story about needing a doctor's help, affirm that that doctor's going to help you. If you have a story that you can heal instantly, which is what I evolved into, that's what your story gets to be. Now let's talk about something a little bit more fun. So the last story I shared before we're going to do the meditation is going to be about one of my favorite things, which is manifesting random food to come to me, because I'm Italian. I love my food. So one day I was sitting at this very desk and I realized, I've never had raspberry ice cream. I'd had raspberry sorbet, and I thought, it could be better. What if it were ice cream? So then I was just thinking about red raspberry ice cream, and I was like, well, it has to exist. And it's going to just come to me. So what I did was I sat here and I imagined myself tasting it fully, like just enjoying it, like, oh, this tastes so good. So creamy and delightful. Yum. And I imagined it with dark chocolate in it, because I thought dark chocolate would be great with red raspberry ice cream. 3 days later, my sister's fiance comes to visit, and he had stopped at an ice cream place in this town that I had no idea existed. He's from Maryland, by the way. He stopped there, got a gallon of the special ice cream, which was red raspberry with crushed up Oreos in it. And Oreos are dark chocolate. So I was like, this is what I asked for. This is fine. This is better than what I asked for, honestly, because I wouldn't have thought to ask for Oreos in it, because you don't generally think about that. But it was delicious. And it came to me in 3 days because I had no resistance to it. And I just simply threw it out there as a request. That same day that I had requested the red raspberry ice cream, internally, by the way, I didn't talk to anyone about it, didn't tell them about it. That same day, I also was like, and I really want lemon cake, because lemon cake's delicious and I haven't had lemon cake forever. And we're not usually a family that has lemon cake. My sister brought the lemon cake that day. So I got both the desserts I requested on the same day. And it was 3 days later, because I simply tuned in, fully let myself experience having it. And then I just let it go. And I was like, whenever it comes to me, it's going to be great and I'm going to enjoy it. So there's various ways of doing this. Now, those are things where I didn't have like a big time story around it. I didn't need it immediately. And I was like, whenever it shows up, it shows up. It showed up very quickly. It was great. It was delicious. It is cool. cool as ice cream. So, my point here is that you get to decide what you desire to experience, let yourself fully experience having it to the extent that you can, accept that you've done enough, let it go, and let it pop into your experience. So, we're going to do a wonderful affirmation meditation and feel having whatever it is you desire. If you want to throw in the chat some things that you're desiring to experience, I know we did this at the beginning, but if there's anything else that has come up for you to desire to request, let me know and I will incorporate it to the extent that I do. And we're going to get started in just a minute. So that'll be enough time if you want to throw anything in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to just scroll up and look at what you guys said earlier. All right, amazing. Yeah, I've got some great things that I say for food. I used to have over 35 allergies, and I also manifested that to not be a thing because I realized, oh, my body is attacking things because it thinks it's a threat. So I told my body it was safe. I visualized whatever I needed to visualize for myself, which for me, it was imagining little pollen, like, the spiky little balls, imagining that allergens and irritants, and reminding my body, like, when you witness this, when you experience this, just move it through. You don't have to attack it. It's not a threat. Just simply move it through. It's not something to attack. So, and that only took me a few days, but it was the same time I was healing my neck from a bigger injury. Um, and that experience was 3 days, but that was after a few weeks of simply resting and meditating to relax my body to the point where I could actually focus and hone in on what I wanted. Okay. But yes, I will include food and support, freedom, all the things. Got it. So finding your comfortable seat, laying down if you want to lay down. Take a deep breath in. And exhale and inhale and exhale. Now, your self concept is the story you tell about yourself. It is the way you move through the world. It is how your world gets to reflect you. So, when we're telling any stories about how our bodies work or how the world works, we get to become conscious and make sure that we are telling stories that work in our favor. So take a deep breath in, inhaling and exhaling. And I'm going to start by stating, and you can repeat this after me. Everything I affirm for manifests for me. Everything is how I say it is. My reality reflects my words. I'll repeat that. Everything I affirm for manifests for me. Everything I affirm for manifests for me. My reality reflects my words. My reality reflects my words. I speak consciously, and I only speak words I choose to manifest. Now let us begin. So, as we're affirming, remember to breathe and relax deeper into your body. Relax deeper into your body. Feel more and more pleasure and joy. And our first affirmation: everything is so perfect for me. Everything is so perfect for me. Everything gets to be so perfect now. Everything gets to be so perfect now. Actually, everything has always been perfect for me. Actually, everything has always been perfect for me. Actually, I see how it's all been so perfect now. Any past stories are revised for my highest joy. Any past stories are revised for my highest joy. I am always receiving the most wonderful things. I am always receiving the most wonderful things. I am always so stable. I am always so stable. I am stable in my chosen vibration. I am stable in my chosen vibration. I am stable in my chosen reality. I am stable in my chosen reality. I am a master manifester. I am a master manifester. I am witnessing the mastery of my manifestation every day. I am witnessing the mastery of my manifestation every day. I accept my sovereign creator power. I accept my sovereign creator power. I always receive everything I desire now. I always receive everything I desire now. I trust my desires. I trust my desires. I know that my desires are God in me, inspired. I know that my desires are God in me, inspired. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am free. I am free. I choose my experience. I choose my experience now. I feel good in my body. I feel good in my body. I have so much energy. I have so much energy. Everything is so easy for me. Everything is so easy for me. I always remember the perfect things at the perfect time. I always remember the perfect things at the perfect times. Whatever I'm feeling or however I'm thinking, everything is always working for me. Whatever I am feeling, whatever I am thinking, everything is always working for me. No matter what I'm feeling or how I am thinking, I know I always succeed. No matter what I am feeling or how I am thinking, I know I always succeed. Whatever I am feeling right now is the feeling of me receiving my desire. Whatever I'm feeling right now is the feeling of me receiving my desire. I already received my desire. I already received my desire. Whatever I wanted, it's already mine. Whatever I wanted, it's already mine. I already received all my desires. I already received all my desires. As soon as I know I want something, it's mine. As soon as I know I want something, it's mine. I trust myself. I trust myself. I remember how reality works. I remember how reality works. Reality works how I say it does. Reality works how I'd say it does. I am love. I am love. I am grace. I am prioritized. I am grace. I am prioritized. I always think the most wonderful things about myself. I always think the most wonderful things about myself. I always perceive of the easiest solutions to anything. I always perceive of the easiest solutions to anything. Everything is easily resolved. Everything is easily resolved. I am God inspired. I am God inspired. I fully accept my sovereign creator power now. I fully accept my sovereign creator power now. Everyone is always thinking the most wonderful things about me. Everyone is always thinking the most wonderful things about me. My body is fantastic. My body is fantastic. My body is always healthy. My body is always healthy. Whatever I'm thinking, whatever thoughts I witness, my body is always healthy. Whatever thoughts I witness, my body is always healthy. I am always feeling so good. I am always feeling so good. I am so satisfied with my life. I am stable in my desired reality. I am stable in my desired reality. I am fully in my desired reality now. I am fully in my desired reality now. I am a master creator. I am a master creator. I only speak words that benefit me and others. I only speak words that benefit me and others. My heart and mind are perfectly aligned. My heart and mind are perfectly aligned. People are always thinking the most wonderful things about me. People are always thinking the most wonderful things about me. I am prioritized in my reality. I am prioritized in my reality. However I feel in my body right now, that is the feeling of money coming into and filling all of my accounts. However I feel in my body right now, that is the feel of money coming into my accounts. Whatever the thoughts I'm witnessing are, money is always filling my accounts. Whatever the thoughts I am witnessing are, money is always filling my accounts. Whatever thoughts I am witnessing, my body is always perfect. Whatever thoughts I am witnessing, my body is always perfect. Whatever thoughts I am witnessing, everything is always working in my favor. Whatever thoughts I'm witnessing, everything is always working in my favor. However I feel in my body is exactly perfect in the moment. However I feel in my body is exactly perfect in the moment. Whatever thoughts I witness are irrelevant. I always experience the things I desire. Whatever thoughts I witness are irrelevant. I always experience the things I desire. Whatever thoughts I witness, I always receive the best invitations and opportunities. Whatever thoughts I witness, I always receive the best invitations and opportunities. No matter what thoughts, no matter the thoughts I have about people in my life, I am always perfect. No matter the thoughts I have about people in my life, I am always perfect. No matter the thoughts I have about people in my life, I am always loved. No matter the thoughts I have about people in my life, I am always loved. Whatever thoughts I witness, it's all love. Whatever thoughts I witness, it's all love. Whatever thoughts I witness about myself, it's all love. Whatever thoughts I witness about myself, it's all love. I remember I tell the story. I remember I tell the story. My reality is only ever reflecting me. My reality is only ever reflecting me. I always have the perfect amount of energy. I always have the perfect amount of energy. My favorite people are with me now. My favorite people are with me now. Whatever thoughts I witness, my people are always here. Whatever thoughts I witness, my people are always here. Whatever thoughts I witness, I am always feeling love. Whatever thoughts I witness, I am always feeling love. Whatever thoughts I witness, everything happens easily for me. Whatever thoughts I witness, everything happens easily for me. I am love. I am love. I am grace. I am grace. I am power. I am power. I am joy. I am joy. Everything is happening perfectly for me now. Everything is happening perfectly for me now. I am receiving the most wonderful things now. I am receiving the most wonderful things now. Everything is always working for me. Everything is always working for me. Everything is always going my way. Everything is always going my way. I'm receiving the most beautiful things now. I am receiving the most beautiful things now. The most wonderful things come to me out of the blue. The most wonderful things come to me out of the blue. I am always receiving love. I am always receiving love. I am always receiving joy. I am always receiving joy. Everything is always working for me. Everything is always working for me. I always remember my power. I always remember my power. I'm so good at revising. I am so good at revising. I am so good at manifesting. I am so good at manifesting. I am excellent at manifesting money. I am excellent at manifesting money. I am excellent at manifesting people. I am excellent at manifesting people. I am excellent at manifesting love. I am excellent at manifesting love. Everything is how I say it is. Everything is how I say it is. Manifesting is so easy for me. Manifesting is so easy for me. I've been manifesting the whole time. I've been manifesting the whole time. I manifest easy. I manifest easy. Money comes to me so easily. Money comes to me so easily. Love comes to me so easily. Love comes to me so easily. I have my perfect clients now. I have my perfect clients now. I have my perfect audience now. I have my perfect audience now. I have my perfect job now. I have my perfect job now. I don't even have to work for money. It just finds me. I don't even have to work for money. It just finds me. I'm always receiving money out of the blue. I'm always receiving money out of the blue. I'm always receiving love out of the blue. I'm always receiving love out of the blue. I'm always receiving the most wonderful things. I'm always receiving the most wonderful things. Everything is perfect for me. Everything is perfect for me. Everything is always perfect for me. Everything is always perfect for me. And taking a deep breath in and exhaling and stating, that totally worked for me. Everything I say manifests. I say only that which I desire to manifest. Everything works for me. Now, this has been Mind, reminding you that you get to shift your reality with the thoughts that you're thinking, and that mind becomes matter. Literally, when you change your story, when you change your thoughts, everything revises for you. So you get to be, do, and have what you want. And tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing about how we get to continue to cultivate that together and create more and more love, wellness, and consistency in our lives. Tonight, we have the most wonderful speakers. We have Danny Kenny, a master coach, coming to share about NLP and hypnosis. And we have the wonderful Courtney Stevenson, a manifestation and identity coach, who is fantastic with all things self-concept and remembering your power as a creator. So come feel the reinforcement of everything we've been talking about today. And remember that you are the one with the final word on your reality. So thank you so much.